Oh man, now that was fun. That was a fun movie. I'll get this out of the way real quick. I liked Day Shift. I did like this movie, and I'll tell you a lot of the reasons why I like this movie. Number one, Jamie Foxx. It's hard for me to find a Jamie Foxx movie I hate. I don't know there is such a thing. Jamie Foxx has this way of just kind of like blending in whatever movie and making it better. If this movie had anyone other than Jamie Foxx in it, it wouldn't have been nearly as good. I don't think Snoop Dogg can carry a movie as a side character. Yeah, I mean Big J, I think was his name. Perfectly fine. Snoop Dogg was perfectly serviceable. The combo of Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg as the vampire hunters, that works. Works a lot better than you actually would think it would. Now, the story of this is Jamie Foxx is trying his hardest to support his little girl. He's estranged from his wife. I'm not sure if they're actually divorced. It doesn't state officially, I don't think, in the movie. But he has a front as a pool cleaner. He has a pool cleaning truck. But what he's really doing is he is hunting some vampires. And what he does is he hunts, kills vampires, and he gets and collects their teeth because their teeth are very, very, very valuable. Now, he used to be in what was called the Union. Now, at that time, he no longer was, which meant he could not get as much money for the teeth as he did when he was in the official Union. So he goes to his pawn shop and he sells off the vampire teeth. He fucked up, though, royally when he killed what was actually the daughter of one of the big-time vampires. So that's basically the driving force of the story. It's the fact that the vampires are trying to get revenge for the killing of, it was an old woman, but it's actually the daughter of one of the head vampires. That's one thing, trying to get revenge against him for doing that. And the core of the movie is him trying to get up money. He's got a week to keep his mother and daughter from moving to Florida because she needs some dental work done. She has tuition that needs to be paid. So he needs to collect a lot of the money. Without giving away a lot of the story, he tries to go back to the pawn shop guy, and he basically even sells the shoes on his freaking feet until he has an in. Snoop Dogg, convinces the Union to take him back. So he becomes official, a vampire hunter. But he's got to work the day shift, which is the name of the movie, Day Shift. He can't work the night shift because they don't trust him enough. The night shift is where all the money is. So that's your setup, basically, for the movie. There's a lot of cool scenes in the movie, a lot of vampire killing, and I was actually surprised with a lot of the creativity. At times, it seemed like, you were playing a video game. Felt like a video game at times. And there's certain things about the vampire lore that, not a whole lot, but I was actually a little bit surprised. And on the whole, I think vampires are far more interesting than zombies. Far more interesting than zombies. This kind of movie, usually it's zombies, but I prefer the vampire stuff. There's this one guy. It's funny. He's his partner. Typical, like, chicken ship partner. Stay in the car. Stay in the fucking car. And then he doesn't stay in the car, and then zaniness ensues. He looks just like that guy that was in Spider-Man. The enemy of Peter Parker, James Franco. And this is Dave Franco? He looks just like the guy. What is he, a younger brother? I don't know. For a second there, I'm thinking like, it's the fucking dude from Spider-Man, but that can't be because it was 20 years ago. That can't be the dude from Spider-Man. He's a lot older than this. He was great. He was great. I really liked his performance as a chicken shit in the movie. By the book, chicken shit for the Union, and then he kind of loosens up and everything, and then there's a big plot twist. I'm not going to go into that. And there's multiple things that happen that you're a little bit shocked at, and then you're like, whoa, that's so fucking awesome that wasn't the case, and that didn't happen. I will say, I just had a random thought here. Krillin would be the ultimate fucking vampire killer, wouldn't he? Right? Because of the solar flare, he'd be the fucking ultimate vampire killer. No one would kill more vampires than Krillin. Also, it has to be said that the choice of outfits for Megan Good, very, very, very good. She has to be one of the finest caramel sisters I've ever seen. You know, she has such a nice body. My goodness. My freaking goodness. From the very moment you see her, you're just like, man, you know, whoever's responsible for her outfits in the movie, yeah, they deserve a raise. Now, this is a Netflix movie, and usually when it comes to Netflix series, you got to worry a whole lot with their adaptions like Cowboy Bebop. But this might be one of my top 10 favorite Netflix movies I have ever seen. Really, it is quite good for what it is. You know, you might argue it's a little bit too long. It's almost 2 hours with the running time. But it goes by pretty quick. It is just mostly mindless zombie killing fun. It really is. And I mean, it's got fucking Snoop Dogg. Fucking Snoop Dogg's in it. So it's always a plus, right? If I had to give this a actual score, I would say probably maybe like 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 when it comes to this genre. Maybe 7.5, which is the genre of mindless, stupid, buddy type movies, action / comedy. Yeah. And you'll probably be a little bit impressed with some of the set pieces and some of the fight scenes. I mean, it's not going to give freaking John Wick a run for its money or anything, but some of the fight scenes were very, very, very nice. Now, if I had 2 criticisms for this movie, it would be these 2 things. It seems to be inconsistencies. For instance, there are several times that the vampires get beheaded in the movie. And there's one time in particular, a vampire was beheaded, and then, well, the head starts talking, and the vampire was not killed. This possibly could be explained away by the fact that the other vampires that were beheaded with the use of silver wire. Possibly. But still, it's something that just kind of, you know, stuck out. I can probably look past that. But there's one point in this movie that kind of just breaks the movie, and you can actually stop the movie at one point. Like I said, Jamie Foxx's character is motivated to kill these vampires to get their teeth so he can get enough money so his family doesn't have to move. Okay, there's an instance in the movie where there's a ton of teeth literally right in front of this guy, and he doesn't take one of the teeth. You could end the movie pretty much right there. But I guess the movie just doesn't, they when they were writing that, did they not think anybody would figure that out? I mean, I figured it out, so I'm pretty sure everyone else is looking at it, they're like, dude, just take the fucking teeth on the desk. There's teeth right there. That's not explained. Other than that, great movie.